Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Poland. Today we're diving deep into something most of you interact with almost every single day. Something that gets you to work, to school, to meet friends, or maybe just to your favorite pierogi spot. We're talking about Poland's public transport system. Now, before you click away thinking, oh, I know all about this, just hold on. Because whether you love it, you hate it, or you've got that one hilarious story about a delayed bus, you're going to want to hear the brutal honesty about how it really stacks up. We're going beyond the official reports and into the everyday reality. So, if you've ever stood at a bus stop wondering if your ride would ever arrive, or if you've zipped across town on a super modern tram and felt a little bit of pride, then this video is for you. Hit that like button if you're ready to get into it, and let's roll. Now, let's start with the undeniably brilliant side of things, especially if you live in one of Poland's major cities. Think Warsaw, Kraków, Wrocław, Gdańsk. These places are often hailed as having some of Europe's best public transport. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The sheer coverage is incredible. You can pretty much get anywhere you need to go with a tram, a bus, or if you're lucky enough to be in Warsaw, a metro. These networks are vast, they're interconnected, and for the most part, they work. And let's be real, the price point. It's often incredibly affordable, especially compared to Western European counterparts. A monthly pass in Warsaw can feel like a steal when you consider how much ground it covers. It's hard not to appreciate that feeling of zipping past traffic in a comfortable modern tram, knowing you didn't have to worry about parking or fuel costs. Speaking of modern, the investment has been massive, and it shows. Many of you probably ride on these sleek, low-floor trams and buses that are a world away from what public transport might have looked like a couple of decades ago. They're clean, they're efficient, and increasingly, they're equipped with things like USB charging ports and air conditioning, which, let's be honest, is a lifesaver in those hot Polish summers. The convenience extends to ticketing too. Gone are the days of scrambling for exact change. Now you've got machines at stops, inside vehicles, and of course those super handy mobile apps like Jak to Jadę. How many of you rely on Jak to Jadę every single day? Let us know in the comments below. It really does make planning your journey a breeze, and for a non-Polish speaker like me, having all that information in English is a huge bonus. But as with any system, there's another side to the coin, and sometimes it's not quite as shiny. Let's talk about the big one: traffic. Oh, city traffic. If you've ever taken a bus during rush hour in Kraków or Warsaw, you know exactly what I'm talking about. While trams often benefit from dedicated lanes, buses are frequently stuck right there with all the cars, inching along. That promised 15-minute journey can easily stretch to 40. And suddenly, that efficient system feels a lot less so. It's a frustrating reality that no amount of modern buses can entirely fix, and it's a constant reminder that city planning and infrastructure have to keep pace with growth. And then there's the big disparity between urban and rural. This is where the brutal honesty really comes into play. While the major cities boast fantastic networks, step outside them and the picture changes dramatically. In many smaller towns and rural areas, public transport options can be scarce to non-existent. Bus routes have been cut and train stations have been closed, leaving many people feeling isolated and completely reliant on private cars. It's a significant challenge, especially for older residents or those without access to a vehicle. This isn't just about convenience, it's about accessibility and connection to essential services. It truly highlights the two-speed nature of Poland's development. Now let's also touch on the intercity experience. Traveling between major cities by train, especially on the Pendolino, can be fantastic. It's fast, it's comfortable, and it's a genuinely pleasant way to travel. But if you're on some of the older regional lines, or if there's ongoing track modernization, which feels like it's happening everywhere all the time, then delays can become a very real part of your journey. How many of you have experienced those frustrating train delays? Share your stories below. We've all got one, right? While these improvements are necessary for the long term, they can definitely test your patience in the short term. So, where does that leave us? Poland's public transport system is a fascinating paradox. In its best manifestations, the modern sprawling urban networks, it's a shining example of what efficient, affordable public services can be. It's a point of pride, something that genuinely enhances the quality of life for millions. If you live in a city and primarily move within it, you probably have a largely positive experience. But the system's weaknesses, particularly its vulnerability to traffic congestion and the stark differences in coverage outside of major urban hubs, expose areas where there's still significant work to be done. It's a story of progress and pockets of excellence, but also of ongoing challenges and inequalities. Ultimately, whether you're a daily commuter or an occasional user, your experience is valid and it contributes to the bigger picture. We hope this deep dive gave you some new perspective, or at least resonated with your own experiences. What's your honest take on Poland's public transport? We love hearing your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video and want more honest looks at life in Poland, remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. And check out the description for links to our other videos and social media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Poland.